Hey everyone, Daryl here. Today I'll be reviewing, unboxing, and demoing another light bar from OPPSK. So the branding could be improved because they're all kind of named LED stage wash light bar, but this one is very unique in its functionality and capability, so I'm very excited to demo it to you today. And for under $100 at the time of making this video, you can pick this up on Amazon and you're getting a lot of value for your money's worth. So without further ado, let's get to it. So you get a manual, an IEC cable, and you get this fabulous light bar. So this light bar is really cool and it has a unique look to it that other light bars don't have. It doesn't have a frosty filter and you can kind of see the components inside. Kind of reminds me of those skeleton watches when they were popular. So I think that is pretty neat. At first impressions, it's pretty solid. I mean, it is 4.2 pounds. And it's made of metal, so it feels very durable. It's 39.6 inches long. It is 2.6 inches deep and 2.4 inches wide. And just like some of the other OPPSK light bars, on the side and back, there is nothing. And then on one side is where you have everything. So you have a spot for your IEC cable, a very simple but familiar 4-button LCD screen, a mic for sound active mode, DMX in and out, and a power outlet for daisy chaining. And on either side it comes with these brackets which you can adjust to use this as an uplight or to mount on hardware. In my other light bar video I showed you how to mount this to brackets, so we're not going to do that today. But let me go ahead and open this up. So in my last OPPSK light bar video I installed the bracket like this, but I'm realizing that they want you to install it like this. So it's a little bit easier to attach your accessories, a little bit easier to move it around. So let's go ahead and do that. Make sure you have the spacer first, just so you can like move this 360 degrees. Let's go ahead and do that for the other side. There we go. Much better. This can rotate all over the place and it's a lot more functional. And something unique about this light, which I'll show you in a few moments, is it has 3 columns or 3 rows, I guess, depending on which way you have it flipped. But it has 3 rows, and the outermost rows are RGB LED chips, in the middle are cool white chips, and that gives it a nice effect. So you can have like some colorful macros going on the outside, while you have different white macros on the inside. And so that just is a really cool functionality, and that's really what makes this light unique, and I'll show you more about that during the demo. For transporting these, I recommend this bag, and it can transport 2 of them at the same time. Alright, so we're going to go over the various modes of operation. So I have it plugged in. So you hit the menu button, and then you can choose like which version of DMX you want. So you can do 6-channel, 9-channel, 12-channel, 32, or 64. So I'll go over some of the quirks of 64-channel, and I feel like the 12-channel mode is the most valuable one, and I'll tell you why in just a bit. So you choose the mode you want, and then you can choose the address. So we'll just keep it at 1. All right, so now let's go into some of the presets. So it has a bunch of shows loaded on here. So this is one of the auto modes. And as you can see, it has like the RGB chips doing stuff as well as the white ones. And so you can choose like the speed of your show. So like really slow or really fast. I personally think like 7 or 8 is pretty nice. And then you can choose how much you want it to strobe, which I probably would want DMX to control the strobing, because that would be a headache all night. And I'll just cycle through some of these. All right, So there's some of the built-in shows, and it has a sound active mode, and you can choose which one you want. It just leverages different presets. So I'll just turn that towards you so you can see a little bit better. Okay, thanks for listening to my drum performance. So there's a master slave mode, so if you want one of these to control other ones, that's pretty nice. So you can choose like a static color by choosing like the RBGW values. And then it also has like some static colors, and it has a lot of different presets, which is pretty cool. And so if you have like a corporate event where they just need like a static color and you have a bunch of these, you're a rental company. Like in my last corporate event, they wanted yellow. So this probably would have been the right shade of yellow. So I could have had a bunch of these. You can even have it strobing, which don't think is what you'd want if you're just gonna set this and forget it and keep it yellow all night.
Many of you fine viewers have asked that when I do product demonstrations, I show how to integrate it into SoundSwitch. So I'll do that now, but just a reminder, you can use any DMX software that you want. So this particular light is under OPPSK, and it is called the Wall Washer Light Bar. I know, the branding could use some work, but it's still an awesome light. And so a lot of times I advocate using more channels so you have more control, but you can't control the macros in 64 channel mode in this particular light. And within SoundSwitch, you can't even control any of the white lights. So I really like the 12 channel mode, which I have imported here because it lets you leverage the built-in macros. And you can leverage those built-in macros with attribute cues. So as you can see here, I have a folder full of all the colorful ones as well as all the white ones. And I have these dispersed in these various auto loops. And if you just want to save some time and you want this particular project, I'll have this on my website available for purchase. And let me just show you the attribute key real quick. So you can choose like the color you want, or you can specify the color on the track, which is what I prefer because it's more visual this way. And you can either choose like the particular pattern you want or the white effect, and you can have both on at the same time, and you can choose the speed. So yeah, very cool.
All right, so I have this in 12 channel mode. So this, I think 12 channel mode is probably the best one because you can control the color of the RGB chips as well as leverage the built-in macros for RGB and white. So right now I'm using SoundSwitch and I'm controlling like the outer RGB with that, creating a nice slow fade while I am using all of the white macros using attribute cues. So I think this creates a really nice effect. I think this looks really elegant. I'll shine that towards you a little bit. So yeah, I think 12 channel mode is definitely the best one because you can just leverage all of these built-in macros that are in there. So this is like all of the built-in color macros. As you can see, the white is off. And you could honestly have both of them on at the same time. But I feel like that hurts my brain. I don't know, my brain just doesn't work that way. So what's cool about this mode too is it's just doing patterns. So I'm supplying the color of blue. So I could supply any color in theory. Yeah, so I definitely think that 12 channel mode is the best. So as you can see, I can control like the color myself, and I can supply these cool animations so I don't have to do complex programming. I can just leverage these built-in presets. And let me show you one of the quirks of 64 channel mode. Because 64 channel mode, you have like more control, right? But you can't control all of the pixels. So I thought it'd be cool to try to create this scene on the box. But unfortunately, you don't have control over every single pixel. And in SoundSwitch in 64 channel mode, you can only control the individual zones of RGB and you can't control the white at all. Which, I mean, it is what it is. So I'm using Show Express for this particular scene. And there's 24 zones of control you can do. And so there's like 8 zones this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And each of these 8 zones is sliced into 3, and you can control that So you control like the top and the bottom RGB as well as the middle white. So 24 in total. It's one of the little quirks with this light. You can't control each individual pixel, but I think that's okay because it takes a long time sometimes to program this. Yeah, if you have a really good software that can just pixel map these, just note that you don't have control over everything. You can only control these 24 zones, which effectively is just like 8. So yeah, I think this is a really nice and unique light bar. And I think you're getting a lot of value and functionality for under $100. This makes a great wash, this makes a great uplight, and this creates really nice eye candy effects. And this is something that's truly gonna impress your clients and that your dance floors are gonna love. And it has really nice presets, and right now I'm using SoundSwitch, so I'm controlling like the outer RGB chips, and then I'm using some attribute cues to leverage the built-in white macros. And so together, it creates a really nice, elegant lighting effect that I think is awesome. So what do you think about this light bar and its unique presets? Is this pretty good, or do you like one of the other OPPSK light bars better? Let me know in the comments down below. So please smash like and subscribe. Let's get this channel to 2,000 subs, and I'll see you in the next video.